All right, guys, so here is your video on just a review of balancing. I'll try to share with you some tricks that I use to help identify, where to start. A lot of students feel like they're doing it wrong, or they feel like they're taking longer than other people, so they don't know what they're doing. You need to think of this as like a guess and check kind of thing. So if you start and you're kind of going in circles and it's not balancing, erase what you did, start over and start somewhere different and try something else. And that's really all you can do. There's no like set rules that you have to follow every time, or even tricks that are going to work every single time. It's just you just gotta try it and see what happens. So let's do that here now. The first and most important thing, in my opinion, is making this list to start off. Finding your elements that you need to balance and making your left list match your right list. I see a lot of you when you make your list, you'll go in order, you'll do A, L, C, H, and O. And then over here, you go A, L, O, H, C, and you do all kinds of crazy stuff. So let's make the lists match so that we can just more visually easier to, balance those out. So we have aluminum, and I see 4 aluminums here. We have carbon, and there's 3. I have hydrogen, and there's 2. And I have oxygen, and there is just 1. So again, I'm going to make that same list, Al, C, H, O, and I'm going to count. I don't know why those are so much smaller. I have 1 aluminum. I have 1 carbon. Now you need to be careful here. This 3 gets distributed out, right? So there's 3 hydrogens plus these 4. So that's 7 hydrogens total. And then this 3 also goes with the oxygens. So there's 3 oxygens. Now, my biggest trick that I know I've said a ton of times is get rid of those odd, even pairs. I hate odd numbers. They make everything in life difficult. And so I can start either with my, or actually not either. I'm going to start with my hydrogens because that's my odd, even pair. Now, I know you might be saying, well, the carbons are odd, even too, but ones can usually be addressed pretty easily. I just put a number out front and, I put a 3 and that's 3. So that's easy. And our other stuff might change that. So I'm going to start with the hardest one, and I see that that's a 7 and a 2. That sounds complicated and I don't like it, so I'm going to make it easier. And the best way to make an odd number even, as I've said a million times, is to double it. So I'm going to put a 2 right here, and that 2 is going to get distributed to everything that I have. So there's going to be 2 aluminums. There's going to be, so I had 3 oxygens. Now there's 6 oxygens. And I had 3 hydrogens here, but now there's 6. Plus 4 is 10 hydrogens. Everybody see where I got that? So I had 3 times the H, that's 3, and then times 2 is 6, plus these 4 right here. So that's where I got my 10 from, right? And then the oxygen's the same. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, I'm just going to erase that. You can rewind and listen to that again if you're not really sure, if you didn't pick up. Watch it again and see if you can follow along. So now I fixed this odd even dilemma. So instead of having 2 over here, I want 10, and that's an easy, pleasant fix. I could just put a 5 right here. 5 times 2 is 10, so 10 hydrogens, and 5 times 1 is 5 oxygens. Now, again, here we are, another issue, another problem. I have a 5 and a 6, but I'm going to step away from that because I see that no matter what I do, it seems like I'm going to go back and forth. I'm going to change this number, I'm going to change this number, change this. So I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to find something else to maybe try and fix. And I will start with, I don't know, what do you want to start with? Carbons, aluminums? Let's do the aluminums. So over here, I had 4 aluminums, And over here, I only have 2. Okay, well, let's change this number. I'll use a new color now. I'm going to change this to a 4. Oh, geez, that's a funky 4. There we go, 4. So now I have 4 aluminums, but that's going to change my oxygens and hydrogens, and this is going to challenge my math skills here as well. So I had 3 oxygens, and now I'm multiplying that by 4. 3 times 4 is 3 times 4 is 12, right? That's easy. I know what I'm doing. So that's going to be 12 oxygens. And then I had 3 times 1 is 3 times 4 is 12 plus 4 is 16 hydrogens. So I'm going to erase that now. I fixed my numbers. Okay, so now my aluminums are matched up, but my hydrogens are still struggling. So I'm going to go back here. I want 16 now instead of 10, and I need to multiply it by 2. So half of 16 is going to be, anybody? 8. 8 times 2 is 16, and then 8 times 1 is 8. Okay. Oh my gosh, am I not? Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, and again, another issue. Now my oxygens aren't balanced. I'm going to come back to those. Let's go back to these carbons. They seem easy enough to fix. I'm going to put a 3 right here, and 3 times 1 is 3. And I'm going to take another look at those hydrogens. So now I have 3 times 4 is 12, plus 3 times 4 is how many? 24, right? So now I have 24 hydrogens. Holy moly. 24. This is like probably the hardest example that I could have done. So that's great. And of course, I didn't do it before I started recording this video. Anyway, 24 hydrogens. Okay, so now we're going to have to change this guy, right? I can't have 8 anymore. I need to have 24 divided by 2 is 12. So 12 times 2 is 24. And now how many oxygens do I have? 12 times 1 is 12. Please tell me that matches. Ooh, it does. So this was a tricky one. This was not easy. I had to go through a lot of steps. Now, if you go back and you see that aluminum has 4 and this one has a 1, and you want to start with those and you get that 4 there, it's going to take you less time. It's going to be easier, quote unquote. It's not going to be easier. It's going to be the same exact thing. It's just that you got there faster because you started at a different spot. Now, I cannot stress this enough. It's all about where you start, and there is no right way. You can start somewhere and get stuck. You can start somewhere and it'll take, twice as long, or you can start somewhere and you'll be done in half a second and it'll be super easy peasy. It's really a guess and check, and it's just getting familiar with the patterns and getting familiar with, little things that you can pick up on. So I'll do one more. Let's do this one. So this is a double replacement reaction. I have 2 ionic compounds, and these are my favorite. They're so easy to balance because you can keep those polyatomic ions together. So I'm just going to use my highlighter here. I have silver, and I have silver. I have nitrate, which is NO3, and I have nitrate, which is NO3. I have sodium, and sodium, and then finally sulfate, SO4, and sulfate. Oh, there's the bell. People are going to start coming in. So if my polyatomic ions match from the left side to the right, then I can keep those together. So my list is just going to be Ag, NO3, Na, and SO4. I'm running out of time, so I'm going kind of fast. 1, 1, 2, 1, and then Ag, NO3, Na, and SO4. I have 2 and 1 and 1 and 1. Okay, good. This is an easy one. So I want to balance out my silvers and my sodiums. I need 2 right here, so I'll put a 2. That changes those, and that changes those. And then I need 2 over here. Oh, wait. Yeah, so I'll put a 2 right there, and that's 2, and that's 2. But that's not, oh, wait. Is that, no, wait. I messed up somewhere.